Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're very excited because this is a Civ matchup that we have been watching since the late 90s and is one of our favorites. Hera playing as the blue Teutons gets ready to take on ACCM playing as the red Mongols. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible. Let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Teutons, very much like the Byzantines, are a civilization designed to take a beating and still stay standing. All Teutonic barracks and stable units get free extra melee armor in Castle and Imperial. Their siege units can be upgraded to get a big melee armor boost. Their towers have extra space for more units to garrison inside and fire extra arrows. And by the way, same thing goes for town centers. Take a look at the bottom left of your screen. 25 garrison room compared to the standard 15. Now, Teutons also get murder holes and herbal medicine for free, so their units can heal super fast, 6 times faster, while they're protected inside a castle against melee units, for example. Now, those same Teutonic castles can also be upgraded to have extra range and actually fire arrows when garrisoned by infantry, which, believe me, is kind of a big deal, since most other civs, if not all other civs in the game, can only have villagers and ranged units add extra arrow fire to their static defense. Now, on the field of battle, all Teutonic units have a higher resistance to conversion, and if they're hurt, they can be healed by monks from twice the distance. This is, of course, great news for the unique unit of the Teutons, the Teutonic Knight, an incredibly slow but very powerful, heavily armored unit that, to get him to a monk to heal might take a little while, so having that extra range on the monk does not hurt. Now, the Teutons, to support their big, hungry populations, have a 40% discount on the cost of their farms. Opposing the Teutonic Order, we have ACCM playing as the Red Mongols, an incredibly fast cavalry-centric civilization. Their scout cavalry line units have extra line of sight, their cav archers fire faster, their light cav, their hussars, their steppe lancers all come with extra HP, and their unique unit, the Mangudai, is a fast-firing, quick cavalry archer with an attack bonus against siege units. Now, on the field of battle, to keep up with all of this speed, Mongol siege units can actually be upgraded to move faster. If you've never seen a Mongol unit, siege unit with the drills upgrade, moving 50% faster. I believe the speed goes up for a mangonel from 0.6 to 0.9. It is truly a sight to behold. Unless you're playing against them, then it is a sight to fear because they move incredibly fast with that upgrade. On their part, to help support their military endeavors out on the map, Mongol hunters work 40% faster, and their houses can actually be upgraded so that they don't lose population space if they get destroyed. And like I said, this is a classic Civ matchup, much like the Franks versus the Britons. This is something that I have been watching and enjoying since the early days of Age of Kings in 1998. Sniping Teutonic Knights with Mangudai, slamming into the Mongol base with Teutonic Knights and Paladins, and all the good old heavy siege weapons attacking each other all at once. I have pretty high expectations for this game. Take a look at the players. Take a look at the Elos. Very, very high expectations for this game. Hopefully not disappointed. Although, of course, the caster curse, you say you expect a very good game. We'll see exactly what happens. In any event, let's be zen. Let's center ourselves. Let's not expect anything. Let's not assume anything. Let's be happy with what the universe provides and watch as Hera, supply blocked at 20, gets loom. And no doubt after that, we'll start amassing, there he goes. Feudal Age queued up for him, but ACCM already a minute and a half away from Feudal Age. Both of them on the back of less than the usual 20 villagers. ACCM on 18, Hera on 19. Let's take a look at, take this opportunity to see where the bases are, how they spawned, see if anyone is in a particular advantaged or disadvantaged position near Hera. Let's zoom out. Primary gold, nice and secure in the back. Primary stone a little bit off campus here. Easy to wall off the front of his base. 1, 2 wall offs to the portions facing his opponent. The north, we'll call this the southwest, a little bit harder to wall off. ACCM completely open to the north, completely open to the east, but the west and the south easy to wall off. Where is his primary gold? Nice and tucked away in the back. Primary stone very far off campus. I think further distance than Hera. A little bit further distance than Hera. So neither player really having that major of an advantage or disadvantage over their opponent. ACCM already creating a little lumberjack enclave here. Hera's 2 militia and scout will not be able to accomplish much unless, of course, the woodsman here creates a little gap. Oh, Hera immediately shooing away ACCM scout. Oh, he wants to make an issue of it. He will get that villager, but the question is, oh, 2 more pokes and prods away from dying is that scout. If only that spearman was out here a little bit earlier, that villager could be saved. She would be going home to have a nice big dinner with her family right now. Instead, she lies dead at the foot of the barracks. The spearman, no doubt, racked with guilt at not being able to save his fellow Teutonic compatriot. Let's see what they've seen of each other's bases. Hera has seen basically everything. ACCM has seen basically everything. So lots of scouting that explains why the scores are basically even 1 kill apiece. Although ACCM here with the civilian kill, Hera with the military kill. And what are they doing now that they're in feudal? ACCM producing scout cavalry. Hera going with a bit more of a diverse build here. We've got some men-at-arms. We've got spearmen at home. We've got the scout and now an archer coming out as well. So let's take a look at his military-industrial complex here for our blue Teuton. The barracks to the front. The archery range very close to the town center. As is the blacksmith here. Interesting choice of location for this archery range. Surprised he didn't place it here. He has seen it, that there is a pretty easy wall off here. Although remember, when you're walling off things like lakes, always remember to wall off the inside portions as well. Consider this your public service announcement. Don't ever leave gaps in your wall off or else ACCM will bust through with 4 light cav, scout cav, whatever he can, and just absolutely make you regret it. Let's put it like that. Walls going down. Hera ACCM no longer needs to protect against any units since they aren't here. Not too sure why he didn't just leave the wall, the palisades up. At least on the left side. No real reason, I think, to delete them unless just aesthetics. Maybe he just wanted to make his base look pretty. In the meantime, he is now in the back of Hera's base. Uh-oh, another villager? No, he sees the 2 spearmen closing in, honing on him like moths to a scout flame. Archers to the back. This is going to get shoot away. No way ACCM is going to stick around. Might try to outrun these guys and then pivot around, but Hera too smart for that and leaves a spearman behind. Another spearman goes and hangs out. Does not chase. Does not allow himself to be pulled out of position. Our blue Teuton leading this scout cavalry into the line of fire of 3 archers. Mind games galore going up by both players. ACCM trying to deke his opponent with the faster units. Hera trying to create a perimeter here with spearmen, with archers of his own. But now he has had enough. He is pushing out. He says, you know what? The best defense is offense. The best way to get you the hell away from my base is to draw your army back while I attack your base. So unfortunately for Hera, he's going to come straight into a double wall off here. And now there's a bit of a fracas. Hera has to retreat. He does not have the better army here. Villager count almost identical as we take a nice little battle in the center of the map. Military count also not too far apart. Hera's spearman does end up paying the price so that these archers can escape. And now skirmishers moving forward. Little groups, little bands of brothers. While the players have disengaged, let's take a look at their bases. 34 villagers for ACCM. How are his resources looking? No gold. Just now starting to get his primary gold here in the back, but a good amount of villagers on food, 17. We'll see if he's starting to bank resources. For now, all military production is stopped. Of course, right as I say that, he builds another skirmisher. And now the defensive area. Oh no, these villagers. The defensive area that he created for himself, Hera, is becoming a kill box. These kind of wall-offs are absolutely fantastic in the early part of the game when your opponent is attacking you with militia, with men-at-arms, with scouts. The second ranged units are brought into the mix, though. It becomes a kill zone. Does get a villager. Blood on the sand. And we have ourselves a good old 7-2, 8-3 kill count in favor of ACCM. Although the second I say that, it does change. 9-7. Hera here managing to catch these skirmishers, luring them in with the archers, and then absolutely decimating them with the scouts. Beautiful move by Hera. Like I said, lots and lots of mind games, lots and lots of micro with these feudal age armies. Not exactly designed to end the game, not exactly able to end the game. How many shots from those skirmishers did it take to kill that one villager? Now Hera repositions his spearmen, no longer needed here since these adorable lemon bushes. Where are the blue butterflies? Oh no, no more lemons means no more blue butterflies are no longer needed, especially with one staunch defender here in the back still around. Hera circling. No doubt wants to do some kind of counter damage. He now has the kill count lead 10-9, although he has lost 2 villagers. His opponent has lost no villagers and is starting to bank a good amount of food. Unfortunately for ACCM, our Teuton is already up 2 minutes away, getting farming upgrades, building more houses, does not want to get supply blocked or housed, as the kids call it these days, and in a stable placed, interestingly, as well. Hera here with the Teutons, not really afraid, I guess, of any kind of run by. Like I said in the beginning of the game, Mongols, incredibly fast civilization. Lots and lots of mounted units with those extra HP. Lots of mounted units with line of sight increases. 4 of them right here. So Hera taking a big risk here, in my opinion, not walling off his base. But I'm not here to question arguably the best player in the world right now. ACCM going up to castle as well, about a minute and a half behind his opponent. On the back of the exact same number of villagers, Hera 200 stone, ACCM only 75. Where is that tower that he built? There it is. 125 stone. This doesn't just disappear. Unless, of course, he works for the government. Wink, wink. And now, our first Castle Age player is up. Bloodlines, crossbow, bodkin arrow, all going up for him. He is moving forward with, what is this? Looks like 10 archers who are about to become 10 crossbows with a few attack upgrades and range enhancements. ACCM circling. I mean, why are you trying to get into here when you know there's a big old opening here and villagers? One spearman still able to scare you away? Okay. Let's see what he can do. ACCM moving in, but is he going to see the knight? Tell me line of sight is not important when you do something like this and he sees the knight, or at least he should have seen the knight, just at the edge of his vision. Army supply 18-16, ACCM very much under attack. Bodkin, Bowsaw, upgrading his lumberjacks, wants to get more wood, wants to get that out for no doubt cav archers, of which he's now building 2. Hera, though, making an issue of this one particular house, saying, F you, I'm going to bust my way in here. Come hell or high water, I want this mill, I want these villagers. ACCM quietly expands to the south of his base. Not exactly a fantastic location for this town center. Not a lot of space for farms, only really have access to wood, but will allow him to start produce extra villagers. Hera sees it immediately. Crossbows moving in as well. This feudal age army, I don't know what the hell he thinks he's doing engaging into this right now, especially with knights coming in. Hera sensing weakness in the red base, moving in with more and more army. Villagers finally had enough, saying, you know what, we can't rely on our military. We absolutely cannot rely. They are across the world trying to stymie the source of the problem. So we're just going to do it ourselves. And they managed to get rid of all of ACCM's scouts in that area of the map. Although ACCM going up to 8 cav archers. Remember, these cav archers do fire 25% faster. Let's take a look at their fire rate. Look at that. Very, very impressive here. And this is what I was talking about. It's a classic matchup of just these Teutonic units. And we're in castle, by the way, so extra melee armor, +2 melee, despite the fact that Hera has only researched a +1 melee boost. So you have on the one hand these units that are just so tanky in the sense that they're designed to take a punch, and then you have another unit, another civ rather, that's all about mobility, all about archer units, which may hurt the Teuton, unless the Teuton just decides to brute force his way in here. One tower was good about 10 minutes ago, not good at all right now. 13 knights on the menu for Hera, but he's going to discover this wall off. He's going to have to go through this town center. ACCM not garrisoning his villagers. Why are you not garrisoning your villagers? Guess he's relying on the spearmen over there. Oh man, this is the problem when your gold is so far away from your town center. The exodus of villagers here, especially with these Teutonic knights. Now remember, Teutons do not get husbandry, so these knights are just going to move basically as fast as their generic development allows. How do I put that? They don't have husbandry, so they basically move at the speed that the developers created them to move, without any kind of upgrade or enhancement. Second town center up for Hera. Not a bad location. Maybe this is why he built his military structures, you know, further in, because he knew he was going to plop down a town center here. But now Hera disengages. Army supplies even. ACCM down a few villagers. Not the end of the world, however. Restocking, repopulating this gold patch. Does need to create some kind of better defense here. Maybe another tower, maybe something else. He's only got one villager on stone. Okay, spearmen going to do the job that they're supposed to, which right now is to distract the knights, keep them from running away so that these cav archers can snipe them down. Remember, that extra boost of armor is only melee, does not give them extra pierce armor. And so the knights have to disengage. Let's take a look at Hera's knights, by the way, huh? We've got 5 here. Okay, 4 of them are full health. ACCM needs to finish this house yesterday. He is expanding to the south. Okay, Hera with a third town center of his own. Love this location. Gold, wood, lots and lots of space for farms. If you can get 2 resources at once, that's fantastic. If you can get potentially 3, even better. And let's take a look. Hera's circling now the back of his base. Another town center going up for ACCM. Incredibly far off campus. Why did he place it here? Oh no, scouts are going to discover. But these scouts are terribly injured. And ACCM is going to surround this guy. He's going to die. Beautiful pickup here by ACCM. Lucky, by the way, for him that those scouts had that shitty HP and not full health. Otherwise, that would have been much more difficult. Players disengaged. Let's take this opportunity to look at their bases, as we always do when the military battles calm down. I've said this before. Hera, fantastic at babysitting his units. Fantastic at healing them up. I've cast many a game where military supply was even, and Hera wins just because his units are healed and his opponent's units are not. Is there a wall off here? Yeah, there's a little palisade. Okay, so a third town center up for ACCM, a third one up for Hera. Let's see what exactly these cav archers. Let's follow along on their journey on the horde as it approaches these villagers. Hera, though, his his game sense too good. He immediately moves them back, and now a body of knights follows them in. Let's see. Oh, he's trying to wall them in. They immediately retreat. Oh my goodness, they're trapped. Trapped approximately with an asterisk. They can still escape. What is the speed on these guys? Yeah, they're going to run circles around these knights. In theory, these knights should absolutely never catch up to these cav archers. That Mongol speed just on display here. How many kills? 9 kills on these guys so far, although hard to tell how many from now and how many from before. Their HP is absolutely terrible, by the way. This is what I was talking about. Take a look at Hera's HP. On the whole, he has 1 unit here that's below 50%. ACCM, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units that are below 50% HP. Less than half already. Look at that, 596 out of 1120. Or I guess that is about half. But that range, that speed does allow them to extend their longevity. For all that I'm talking about HP and the need to babysit units, they can hit and run all the live long day, as they're doing here to the south, as they're doing here to the north. Take the high ground. Hera moves in, and he just disengages. This is why it's such a fun matchup, because in theory, it's so hard for the Teuton to engage into this unless they bring some kind of quicker unit, or unless they bring siege and take up a position that needs to be assailed by the Mongol. Otherwise, the Mongol just runs circles, although bad pathing there. Not the greatest pathing. One knight for one cav archer leaves the whole world blind. These monks moving forward. Now we're going to do what? Has he seen the relics? He must have seen the relics. Okay, so they're going to start gathering relics. For now, the relic count is at a massive 0 apiece. Hera getting some stone in the back. Only has 4 stone miners. Interesting. 100 stone just disappeared, which tells me he built another town center. ACCM with 8 villagers on stone. Let's see when or if he gets up a castle. 1 relic here. He has a relic very close to his base. Oh, what happened to the zebra? What happened to that poor, adorable zebra? Who the hell killed it? You murderers. You villagers with your incredibly large arrows for such small bows. Oh, no. Oh, don't call the World Wildlife Federation. Oh, the king of the jungle says, you killed my zebras, you killed my ostrich. This is food for me, not for you. Moves in, immediately attacks the villager. But the villager is strong. The villager has a bow. She's carrying a giant stake in her hands and immediately kills the lion. Drama on the high sands of Arabia tonight, as villagers kill ostriches, kill zebras, but then are attacked by their guardian protectors, the lions. A castle going up in a very interesting location here. ACCM making use of the fact that these 2 gold patches are very close to another to secure one central location for his castle. I love this. 2 for the price of 1, but again, look at the HP on some of these cav archers. Send them home, heal them up. He's got 41 cav archers. Hera is heading up to Imperial. What are his upgrades? He's probably at +3, +2, yeah. Or rather, attack, he's at a +1. I don't see him researching any more attack upgrades at all. Oh, could have at least sniped 1 villager here. 1 goes down. Oh, garrisons him right as the arrows fire. Catches another villager, and the mobility of the Mongols, I mean, it's just... Remember, we didn't have Cumans back in 1998. A bunch of you probably weren't even born in 1998. We did not have the Cumans. We did not have the Magyars. We did not have very many civs at all. But the Mongols, my goodness, were they such a hard civ to play against when you have a civ that just does not have the speed. Again, no husbandry on these units means they're capped at 1.35. That being said, Cavaliers on the way, plate barding armor on the way. Red is also up to Imperial, a full 2 minutes behind his opponent. But does it even matter at this point? ACCM firmly dictating the pace of the game. But again, half HP on these guys. 600 HP down on these guys, so down about 30%. Mangudai are now out as well. Let's see this little engage. Hera just reactionary at the moment. Surprised he's not out on the map. Again, ACCM with a bad clicking, bad pathing, exposing his units to a few attacks, a few swipes by these knights. In theory, look, they should never, ever catch up. And oh man. ACCM a little bit too late to move his units away. Does take a few more snipes. And now he sees the Cavaliers are out. Now he sees it's Imperial, so there's a +2 melee boost in total. Overall, 7 melee armor on these Cavaliers. Absolutely bonkers, but needs to get some attack upgrades. I think, right? No attack upgrades, just a +1. I guess when you're playing against a civ that's going ranged, attack upgrades are less important than defense because you are, oh god, you are taking more shots. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why HP is important. Look at this HP. It's absolute dog shit. Down 600 HP. And now Hera swarming with how many? 30 overall, 29 of them here. And ACCM has nothing at home to defend this except a few Mangudai and a bunch of Cav Archers. 16 of these units are not going to do much against 30 Cavaliers. Onager on the way. He's upgrading his farms as well. Parthian tactics, conscription. Oh my. We are getting ourselves into a situation here where we're going to see some big clashes, I hope. Hera finally expanding eastward. Take a look from his original center position here. Very much an eastward expansion, not really towards his opponent, but more to control the map. Look at this, how much territory he's controlling. He knows that the excuse me, a little tongue-tied there. He knows the Mongols are going to raid. He knows the Mongols are going to run circles around him with his 1.35 movement speed. So he's carving out bigger and bigger chunks of the map, putting up static defense, getting onagers out. Finally, iron casting, siege engineers as well. Two-man saw, yes, sorry, and conscription as well. So once these Cavaliers do close the gap between themselves and these ranged units, he is going to be able to hit harder. But look at ACCM, this preemptive wall off, although, oh man, as the game progresses and as you get more and more villagers, 124 villagers for ACCM, by the way, 150 for Hera, my goodness. Oh, he's going to block this. He's going to Viper Wall him off with a market so that this castle can absolutely wreck them. Crenellations? No. Not yet. Remember, murder holes for free for the Teutons. And now, oh god, ACCM has to run away here, losing a bunch of units for free for absolutely nothing. But as I was saying, the more you expand, the more things like this hurt you, because you can't micro all 126 villagers. They cut trees. Once they cut this, we'll see if ACCM notices. If he doesn't, then this entire amazing wall off that he's created is basically nullified, because Hera can insert himself in through this one little area. But Mangudai now out. Chemistry upgrade up for being researched. Their attack is basically maxed out. Needs to work on some of their defensive. Oh, never mind. What am I talking about? I was looking at the wrong button. There's crenellations. Now the Trebs are out. 3 of them backed by onagers, backed by Cavaliers, backed by a very aggressive castle. And now for all the mobility of the Mongolian horde, he does not have anything that can engage into this. And this is exactly what I was talking about. You've got your super duper fast units designed for raiding, designed for harassment. That's why Hera went up to 150 villagers, because he knows he's going to lose 20 or 30 of them once the battle starts. And he is absolutely okay with that, because he knows the Mongols have nothing right now that can even engage into this. Oh, I had such high hopes for this game, and I basically got what I wanted. I got one player raiding the shit out of the other, while the other just tries to brute force his way in with how many Cavaliers? 36. Would absolutely love to see these become paladins, of course. 4,000 HP of Mongol killing machine has just entered ACCM's base. ACCM has nothing to deal with this except possibly these Hussars. Remember, 30% more HP on these guys. They are swarming, but they're not really doing that much damage. Oh man, I think he only got 1 onager. Even if he got 2, still not enough. Mangudai, are you guys elite? You are elite. So these Cavaliers have a bit of a shelf life right now. He's buying stone, because he is putting up a very much King of the Hill castle. And this is what I was talking about, you see? You're not microing your villagers this late in the game, and your beautiful wall off has just been nullified. ACCM taking out more and more units. Hera has been dropped down to 133 villagers. Oh no! Oh no, onager shots absolutely wreck these Mangudai. And now we're seeing, I think, a transition into Hussars. Hard to say. He's only building 2. I don't see any more stables going up. 3 relics to none. 1 more relic here. Red absolutely doesn't give a shite about it. Trying not to swear. But Hera, so much static defense. Castles, towers, town centers. Oh my. But his Cavalier count has been whittled down. Remember that these Mangudai have an attack bonus against Siege. But for now, ACCM happy to let his Hussars take the brunt of the Siege attacks. Does not want to risk. Mangudai does not have that many, only 32. What's the Siege attack? +5. Now our Teuton pretending he's a Mongol with 10 kills. See if he can get another one. He does not. He charges Tom Cruise style into an army, firing on him, and then dies. I know that was The Last Samurai. That was Japanese, but if you haven't seen that movie, highly recommended. Whatever you might think of Tom Cruise, his action sequences, because he does them himself, are just absolutely fantastic. Now Red continuing to raid to the back of the base. Red continuing to attack a house. Okay. I guess there's a family in there that he just absolutely wants to he wants to deal with them. No Trebs out of our Red Mongol. I just realized another castle going up. By the way, take a look at the range on these guys. 13 range with crenellations. Absolutely bonkers. But now we've entered the stage of the game where the Mongol Hussars are just going to start running amok. Their pierce armor is fully upgraded, but not as high as you'd like it to be. Take a look. They are missing the last defensive upgrade for their melee. Cavalier taking a little bit of a break for some reason. Now he's going to die, as will this villager. Castles firing on each other, and finally Red has a Treb out. 2 Trebs. Needs a few monks. Take a look at the HP. Come on, you're down 20% on your HP, and now you're peacocking? Now you're showboating? Oh, Hera's not gonna like this. Oh, he's definitely gonna do something about that. But what do we have here? An outpost. These Mangudai being annoying. These Hussars gone fishing. And the real action is still back here. Mangudai firing on Cavaliers. Remember, herbal medicine for free. These guys are healing 6 times as fast. Crenellations allowing him to reach these villagers. And now the halberdiers are in. Last defensive upgrade for them being researched, but they're entering a kill zone here. 2 castles and 27 Mangudai. Oh, I don't know that the Hera wants to do this right now. A castle for a castle, but still he's going to lose basically his entire army here. ACCM has to be careful. Put your Mangudai in the castle. There's only halberdiers left primarily. The halbs retreat. The Mangudai have been knocked down to a measly 18. But again, I think Hera took the worst trade there. At the same time, he is being raided to the back. Brilliant strategy, by the way, out of Hera. As I mentioned before, going up to 150 villagers. He's lost 75 villagers, and he's still at 133. Because he overbuilt them to start with. Okay, knock down these Trebs. Come on, Mangudai, you have one job. You have 1 attack bonus. Make it happen. A few here to the north taking castle fire, but they get the job done. And now Hera has to retreat. Really only has 2 onagers here. A few halberdiers. Take a look at HP, by the way, on these Mongol Hussars with the extra 30%. Isn't that ridiculous? Although, look at the pathing. Absolute terrible pathing here by ACCM. Loses 2 Hussars for literally nothing. Oh, man. Look at this ring of castles by Hera. 133 villagers to 107. We're an hour into the game. We've still got Mangudai on the field. But Hera has been knocked down to 13 army supply. His resources are pretty damn good in terms of gold count, but food, he's broke. Oh, it's so annoying, these crenellation castles. Look how far they reach. ACCM needs to path a little bit better here. Look at this. What is he doing? Oh, he's just throwing away way too many Hussars. 30 kills on this one castle. 31. Oh, man. Okay. The saving grace for Hera is the lack of that final defense upgrade on these Hussars. Otherwise, they would just be way too powerful. What's their HP? Still terrible. And now Hera repositioning himself here to the absolute back of his base. He's got no villagers on stone. He's got 0 stone, 800 gold. ACCM also broke as a joke. when it comes to stone and literally everything else. Let's see how the players decide to engage. A little bit of a quiet time. Somehow Hera has managed to get his army supply up incredibly fast. He's going up to 40 halberdiers, but they are just halberdiers off the back. I'm going to zoom out, guys. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen. Only 6 barracks, and they are streaming backwards. He is expecting a lot of raiding, and he is absolutely right. ACCM needs to be careful here. Raiding is nice and good, but you are running straight into castle fire, and you are wasting a bunch of food when you have enough food to build one more unit, maybe now 2 or 3, right as I finish that sentence. This one's gonna die as well. So now all of the red raiding is done. Oh, glad we caught that on camera. Most disgusting attack round. Kills 5 of these hussars. 10 siege onagers for Hera. So he is basically going turtle mode. He wants to protect these juicy onagers with these halberdiers. What are the upgrades on these guys? Fully upgraded with the extra melee armor. Not that I think ACCM is going to want to engage into this with hussars. Probably, oh my god, with his Mangudai, his micro is going to have to be absolutely amazing right now. Hera, 3 trebs, a bombard cannon on the way. He's going to make this position completely unassailable, and ACCM is going to lose this castle. There's just no way he's going to save it. He's got 0 stone. He doesn't have a villager to spare anywhere in the area to repair it except you. But you're, oh, no, where did those 2 villagers come from? Okay. Hanging out with the Mangudai, hearing some war stories. What is ACCM trying to do here? Draw some onager fire? Responding with a treb of his own, responding with more raiding. But again, Hera just has created an absolute network of static defense here with these incredibly powerful Teutonic castles with 13 range. But he is... Oh, I was about to say he is slowly shelling away at this castle. Does have 4 or so volleys away from destroying it, but the onagers are probably just going to turn south. Maybe not. You know, Hera's throwing away... yeah, halberdiers. Oh man, 2 shots away from destroying that. Now at least the pathing for ACCM is a little bit better, but these hussars are entering the fight already damaged. Oh, and only sending 3 at a time, 4 reinforcing. Ugh. You can't send your army here piecemeal. Hera now losing Mangudai to halberdiers, not something you ever want to do. Oh, and now these hussars are going to be jeopardized as well. Hussars over here picking off villagers, but again, Hera is supply capped. His opponent struggling to maintain 170 supply. Although with more and more of these guys streaming in, these Mangudai should be able to pick off the entire force. And finally, excuse me, ACCM clumps a bunch of hussars. Use the speed. The speed is your friend. Only gets 1. And then immediately dies. Oh my god. Oh, that was another disgusting shot here by these onagers. They are like very tanky great white sharks circling. Another attack round. 19 kills. How many friendlies? Only 1. What a beautiful statistic. And for all the raiding that ACCM is doing, for all that he's killed, double the villager count of Hera's kills. Oh, does not like that. Halberdier suspecting he's a spy. Guns him down. 1 treb down, but I don't know what ACCM can do here. He basically did Hera a favor clearing up supply, but it's 51 halberdiers. And now our brute force civilization is entering basically the center of our Mongol base. Our Mongol's ability to run circles around his opponent is being constricted and constricted like a python that is just slowly choking its victim to death. With every breath you take, every time you exhale, it squeezes a little tighter, so that next time you can't inhale as much until you eventually die. That is exactly what's happening to ACCM. He cannot even raid. This is a last ditch effort, I think. It certainly looks like it. He's abandoned his base here, throwing in random hussars, trying to get that bombard cannon, I guess, or maybe the onager. But this is not going to do it. If this was 25 minutes ago, maybe it would have an impact. But right now, take a look at all the blue circles on the ground. And he's attacking a monastery. ACCM is, I think, about to GG. When players start doing silly things like that, I think it's indicative that they are just, they've given up their attempt to try to do anything significant and instead are just about to GG. But he still is building 11 Hussars at a time. The problem for him is he's streaming them in to a wall off. Oh, man. This game is not disappointed. We got to see the strengths of both civilizations so far. Okay, lead them into castle fire, but there's no additional units inside the castle, so it's just basically firing the very bare minimum, continuing to be annoying here. Okay, the relics are gone. 3 relics. We'll see how much gold that gave our Teuton, if at all, any kind of advantage over our Mongol, who, remember, was mining 2 gold patches. 2 relics here. So we're back. We've reset our relic count. Halb's dying 1. Mangadai with 4 kills, being annoying in the back of the base. This tower is not going to go down, I don't think, especially since it already has built-in murder holes. And now the raiding by Hera, he doesn't care. Look how many halberdiers he's got queued up. 61 halberdiers ready to join the Teutonic war effort, ready to stop the Mongolian horde, to make sure that it can go no further, and that it absolutely does not advance anywhere even remotely close. Take a look at the mini-map. It is all blue, and despite the fact that these are just basic halberdiers, is managing to push in army supply literally 7, 8 times, 9 times greater. And that's what I suspected. That what happened to the Mangadai here? I guess he died. This tower nowhere close to dying. One Hussar trying his best. Halbs to the north, Halbs to the center, Halbs pushing in through the south. 1-10-10. The game ends for all of you who believe in some kind of numerology. And wow, I am not disappointed in this game. I had very high hopes. Like I said, this is, in my opinion, at least for me, agree, disagree, don't really care. For me, this is one of the classic matchups of Age of Kings. Like I said, the incredibly fast, the incredibly lithe Mongolian units, hit and run, designed to snipe villagers left, right, and center. And then the Teutons designed to basically Turk their way in with brute force units. And Hera made the right move. He did 2 very smart things in this game. Not to detract from ACCM, who, by the way, played a fantastic game. Take a look at the kill count, though, at the end. We'll take a look at that. 630 to 380. Hera, 2 brilliant moves. Number 1, castles with crenellations, controlling large. Look at this. Look how big this castle area of defense is. Look at the tower. Look at the town centers. More towers, more castles, more town centers. The entire map on his side is a bunch of blue circles of death. That's number 1. Number 2, he went up to 150 villagers, knowing that his opponent would raid the hell out of him, and ended the game on 114. Now, had he built 114, he would have ended the game at 64, or maybe 70. But no, Hera, with the game sense, knew it, built a bunch of heavy, tanky cavaliers, sacrificed them, but sacrificed them so that he could replace them with onagers. All the onagers, by the way, are dead. All the harassment by ACCM finally able to get them, but 84 halberdiers. Oh, not a surprise. Hera broke as a joke. ACCM broke as a joke. So not surprised that we're seeing halberdiers versus hussars. And in theory, the hussars can run circles around the halberdiers, but what can you do? They're literally storming down your base as we speak. Let's take a look at the stats. 630 kills for Hera, of which 117 were villagers. Not far behind, I guess, not far behind? Yeah, kind of far behind is ACCM with 382. He killed a few more villagers right at the end. I think Hera managed, with all these halberdiers and these run-bys and these onagers, did manage to get the villager kill up. But ACCM beats him by about 12 villagers. Let's see the most produced units. No surprise here. Oh my goodness, that Hera APM is just absolutely crazy. That is absolutely crazy. 306 APM to the 140 of his opponent. Generally, I think the rule of thumb is the quicker the units, the more APM, but Hera here showing us that's not necessarily the case. Economically, not a huge difference, about a 10% difference in resources. Stone count about 900. So what is that? One castle's worth of stone difference between the players. 5,000 difference in gold. Although take a look, relics did play a big role in that difference. Food count is almost identical. Wood count a little bit less. Absolutely fun game. And he converts 42. No, that's losses. Converts are 0. 42 buildings destroyed by Hera, 10 destroyed by ACCM. And that, again, just highlights the difference in the civs. You've got a brute force building unit, killing machine, and you've got the more finesseful, quicker units out of our red Mongol. Remember, all those cavalry archers, all those Mangadai, they don't take down buildings, but can they snipe villagers. So absolute fun game. Guys, I had such huge expectations for this game. I'm absolutely not disappointed. Hera playing it about as perfectly as he could. ACCM doing his best to play the standard Mongol meta of hit him fast and hit him hard. But his opponent prepared for that with way too much static defense, way too many castles, way too many towers, town centers, and areas for villagers to run away into. And by the way, way too many villagers as well. 149, 150 villagers, knowing that they're going to die, a lot of them. So Hera played this perfectly. ACCM also did a fantastic job, but alas, as in all zero-sum games, there must be a winner, there must be a loser. Hera taking the W, but man, GG to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.